Welcome to World of Marketing Podcast, a Foster Web Marketing production. Here's your host, Tom Foster.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World of Marketing, where I talk with industry leaders about marketing and mindset and business growth. This episode is brought to you by my own company, Foster Web Marketing. Foster Web Marketing is dedicated to providing cutting-edge, highly customizable websites, marketing, video, and strategic solutions specifically designed for law firms, medical practices, and other professional service businesses. Our award-winning marketing and system solutions are what sets us apart from everyone else. Please go to our website at fosterwebmarketing.com if you want to know more about what we're doing. But forget about all that stuff, because I got the big guest today. This is my buddy, Dr. Brad Schaefer, sitting here, the celebrity man himself. I am so excited to have you here, Brad. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Tom. I'm happy to be here. I've known you for a while and respect everything you do. So you're my buddy too. So
I appreciate it. I got to set you up. Okay, so for those of you that for the three people that don't know who you are, Dr. Brad Schaefer, he's a surgeon podiatrist in Manhattan, Central Park, owns his own practice. He's also the co-host of TLC's My Feet Are Killing Me. But also, what I found out, he's just the top 3 finalists in the Ultimate Men's Health Guide, which is very, very cool, because you live what you preach, which is so cool about you. And so Dr. Schaefer takes care of his patients at his podiatry practice, conveniently located in Manhattan on Central Park West and 85th Street. His boutique wellness center serves podiatric, surgical, and aesthetic patients throughout New York City. His website, built and managed by us, FWM, running on DSS, is centralparksoul.com. So I encourage everyone to go check it. You got foot problems, you got to go see Dr. Schaefer. He's the man. Brad, thank you so much for coming here and being on my show today. You're the man.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, and appreciate those words. So we'll have a good interview here.
Yeah, man. So tell me. Okay, so you just did. Okay, well, first of all, I know what just happened on Sunday. We got to talk about it. We just went to the Super Bowl. I know. Yeah. I know you're a big Phillies fan.
Super bombed.
Yeah, that super bomb, right?
Yeah,
it's funny.
They're big time.
It's funny.
Yeah, I love everything Philadelphia, and that's where I was born and raised. So I went to podiatry school at Temple University School of Podiatric Medicine. And big Philadelphia sports fan. And listen, we're getting there. So just got to get over the hump.
Man, it was so good. It was such a great season, right? It was so great. It's such a great. It was such a great game, though. You know, it was a great game. It was a great Super Bowl. You got to say that.
Yep. Agreed.
I'm sorry to turn out, and I'm a Washington, D.C. I'm a Commanders fan.
Cool.
But I got to tell you, my second favorite team is the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. Well,
it's a little secret. And I got to tell you that in my house, everybody's rooting for Kansas City. Right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there secretly, quietly rooting for the Eagles. But so I was in my camp, so quietly doing it. But anyway,
I know it was a bummer, but all good. Next year.
Yep, next year.
Super proud of them.
So you went to Temple. That's how you got started. So, but tell me, like, what got you into podiatry? Like, why podiatry?
Sure. With podiatry, it definitely hit everything I thought that like I was geared to do. I first went to college to be a pharmacist. So I always kind of had like a medical path. And I thought pharmacy was kind of it, different things, maybe chiropractor. Podiatry, oddly enough, my ex-wife told me that I would be perfect for it because she had a family friend that was a podiatrist. So growing up, I used to play different sports and used to get, taped up, strapped up before games. And my local podiatrist used to help me with that. But I never put two and two together that it was anything more than like chiropody, I guess you could say, nails, warts, calluses, things like that. And we do that still. But I had no idea that podiatry was as surgically focused and also as sport focused as it is today.
Right.
So when I really got into like why I was being pushed, outside of being a pharmacist, because it didn't really, hit home for me, who I am as a person. And my family members were the ones that were telling me that. Podiatry seemed like it was everything that I would love. And it has surgery, it has office work, you deal with sports, you have a great work-life balance. It's streamlined that you go right into podiatry school and you don't have extra time in medical school, kind of figuring out where you want to be. So yeah, it was like childhood sports to ex-wife pushing me to go to her family friend, and then me pursuing it and realizing that it was for me. And I can't speak more highly of podiatry. I just think it's the best.
Well, I totally agree with you. And it's very interesting how it's so connected to sports, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, your feet, you got to use your feet in sports, and every sport, no matter what, your feet are involved. Your feet and your legs is so important. And you are a very healthy individual, right? You've been an athlete your whole life. You work out, obviously. I mean, you look spectacular. You're like ultimate man. Right.
I don't know about that, but I definitely
top three finalists of the ultimate guy. I mean, that's striving. Cool. That's awesome, man.
Thanks, bro. I'm striving to be the best version of myself. Right.
Aren't we all?
That's what we should all live for. And that I try to, like you said earlier, I try to practice what I preach.
So what is your routine? Like, what is your daily routine?
So, I mean, I'll try to get a workout in almost every day, and I don't hit it every day. It's near impossible. I definitely work hard, play hard, and, work to me is, obviously going throughout my day and then focusing on my health. So that's either eating properly, making sure I get an appropriate cardiovascular workout in. Dude, maybe that can be 30 minutes. Like sometimes,
do you have a certain thing that you like to do, like a certain exercise or a certain sport you like to do?
Sure, I'll do anything, to be completely honest. But my whole thing is really high intensity interval training. So I'll just really, when I work out, it's just like balls to the wall. I will work out as hard as I freaking can for that 30 minutes or an hour. So I feel like I can get what I get in 30 minutes or 45 minutes versus what other people can get in 2 hours, because people are on their phones, they're BSing with people at the gym. It's like, just go in there and crush it and then get out of there and then, have fun. So I find a good work-life balance with all that. And I find it important when I'm with my patients that I practice what I preach. So if I'm talking about, different things and how they can be the best version of themselves and I look like a slob, well, that doesn't really help. And that's not going to benefit anyone. So, I really try to live it, man. Absolutely.
Well, you sure do. And it's something like, personally, I'm totally interested in it because I made that commitment to myself last year. I quit drinking. It's been 20 months now, 20 months.
Oh, wow.
And I got on my fitness routine and I work out 5 days a week and I see personal trainer every afternoon. Yep.
Sure.
I go in there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got down to 195, my target weight I was 225, man.
Well, yeah, you definitely need to be under that.
And I made it.
Congrats. Yeah, you made it.
And
oh my gosh. Well, I didn't know that. Congrats, Tom.
Thank you. And it was through strength training and some boxing training. And it's really just consistency, right? I mean, it's about consistency and doing it, showing up, and of course the diet and all that stuff.
Yeah. Diet's everything.
Diet is everything.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of people just kind of neglect that and think that they can just
Sugar.
work out hard. Yeah, absolutely. I try to stay away from that stuff. I don't go too crazy when it comes to it because I feel like you do have to let go, sometimes. And like The Rock always says, Dwayne Johnson, he's like, he has one cheat day a week and he will literally eat whatever he wants for that full day or like a cheat meal or cheat day. And I feel like we all need that. I have more cheat days than he does, but
Yeah, I like every day is a cheat day for me.
I don't look like The Rock, so
I don't need to.
Yeah, I don't need to either. But he looks.
Well, you're closer looking like The Rock than I am, and that's fantastic. Okay, but so you got into podiatry. So what happened after you got out of school? So how did you get started?
Sure. So I did residency at Hoboken University Medical Center. I think it's like one of the best residencies in the country. Throughout residency, we have our ups and downs and, highs and lows, whether that be personal or, scholastically, academically, whatever. It can be challenging, but, throughout all my successes and failures during that time, like school and then residency, it really shaped me becoming like who I authentically was as a person in a variety of different ways and just working to be, again, like I said before, the best version of yourself. So I made a lot of friends throughout that time. And one of the friends and colleagues that I made was Dr. Peter Wishney, who I know is a friend of yours also. And so I started working.
One of my very dearest friends. Yes.
Absolutely. So I started working with him at Family Foot and Ankle Specialist in Piscataway and Hillsborough, New Jersey. And
that's where we met.
That's right. Yeah, I know. I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
So, he always used to talk to me about how important marketing was and, different things and building your brand. So, I learned a lot from him over the years. And that's really where I got my start. I'm super thankful and grateful for everything that he has done. I actually still work with, his group on Wednesdays. So I still go there and treat patients in New Jersey. I love everyone over there. So yeah, no, it was a great start. I learned an absolute ton. And it's part of the reason why I have my own practice on Central Park right now. Learning everything that I did, I was able to incorporate the different things that you taught me and he taught me and Jessica taught me. And I know Jessica, who became a dear friend of mine at Family Foot and Ankle Specialist. And she still helps me to this day through Foster. And she's absolutely awesome. So you got a rock star on your hands there.
Yeah.
So really it's just, learning from every experience. And that's all I try to do. And I try to do it, by being humble and grateful and, different things happen in life. And, it was time for me to move on to another phase and chapter. And a lot of that, Tom, was because of, the TV show. And
how did you get the TV show? How did that come about?
So while I was working there, it became kind of very important to start marketing yourself, just either as a solo doctor or as a group, whatever. But you have to market your practice. You have to market yourself and you have to market your brand. So what I was trying to do was, who am I as a person? What do I want to say? And how do I want to say it? Well, I want to be real. I want to be authentic. I want to show health and wellness, and I want to practice what I preach, like I said. And I always want to make sure that, showing who I am on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, it's how I am outside also. So if you see me on a street or if you see me at a restaurant, I'm just the same person. I'll talk about my successes, like everyone does on Instagram. Everyone's, looking like they're living the best life. But I also want to talk about my failures and make sure that people understand that I'm freaking real and I have pains and struggles just like everybody else, and I've overcome them. So like my whole thing just became like perseverance. And, whoever follows me or whatever, they'll understand like perseverance is a big, headline throughout my life. So from school to personal issues to, now here I am. Now I've persevered, and there's going to be so many things that I'll have to persevere even more on. So it's just really letting people in. And I think through all of those channels, I let people in and it started to resonate. So with, being a doctor, health and wellness type stuff, I was on a show on NBC called The Titan Games, and that was with Dwayne Johnson or The Rock. And he hosted an awesome show, kind of like American Ninja Warrior. So I was on the first season there and I got to like one of the final 9 contestants, which was super cool because I was actually named one of the Titans on the show. I don't think that show is going to be around any longer because like COVID stopped everything. They had 2 seasons and I was on season 1. So that was crazy, by the way. Like that show is absolutely.
What is that show again? What is that show?
Yeah, it was called The Titan Games, and that was on.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah, Tom, it was big. It was big.
Yeah,
and I thought it was going to be just a massive success, but yeah, it was literally around the time COVID started to hit and season 2 came around. So who knows if they're going to ever bring that back? But that's with other contestants and other athletes that they do every year. So it wasn't like that was my show by any means. I was just a contestant on that show, but really cool competitions. Cool. Very, very fun. So after that, while I was in California filming the Titan Games, I got hit up by a production company, and they didn't even know I was on the Titan Games. And they were looking for kind of like the next big thing to put out there along with Dr. Pimple Popper, because she was absolutely blowing up. So dermatologist, doing a lot on YouTube and seeing that there was actually a market for things that are gross, really can't look away, kind of peeking. And people love it. They find it like either satisfying or whatever. Well, feet, from what I was told, is they thought was going to be like the next big thing. And, they reached out to me through my DMs on Instagram. And I was like, I'm actually in LA right now doing the Titan Games. I can meet, we can meet up and see, if this is something that's legit or if it was just like spam or whatever, or it was just someone trying to get a deal. But 1 month later, they came to our office and they filmed the pilot. So that pilot, it was very basic.
They messaged you through Instagram?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
They obviously, again, they thought feet were the next big thing. And I was skeptical because,
because I never reply to any of those things. You message from Instagram, but but it was legit. And for sure.
This guy, Eugene Young from Renegade Productions, he flew in, filmed the pilot with myself and a few patients, and TLC loved it. So I didn't hear back from him for a while. So I was like, it was just it was a shot, but it just didn't work out. And I got a call like 6 months later and they picked up Ebony Vincent and myself to be the stars of My Feet Are Killing Me on TLC. And it was absolutely just a whirlwind after that. So we're 4.5 seasons. We had a half season because of COVID. It was a COVID season. And then 4 full seasons. So, man, it's been an absolute blessing. Part of the reason why I'm here. Thanks, Tom. It's the reason why I have this practice. It's the reason why I have this practice. I work really hard and, I never would have a place like this in Manhattan, like you said, be a business owner, especially in New York City on Central Park, without the success of the TV show. And I'm just thankful that I had this opportunity and I'm trying to spin it into a livelihood. I want this to be my future. I want to take care of patients, not just in New York City, but, all across the world. And we have patients that fly in from different states. They want help. And on the show, we deliver it. So people see that they have a foot type, that maybe they have bot surgery or whatever, and they see that we can fix it and they finally have hope. And, we're delivering that, not just myself, Ebony, Dr. Sarah. I mean, just for podiatry in general, we're showcasing what podiatrists can do. And it's super important for podiatry, myself, my practice, that it's resonating with people. And they were right. Feet resonate. So,
bro, you got it, man. Here's the thing. what's so cool about you? You're so genuine and so transparent. And what you did was you used the tool, social media, to put yourself out there like that. Good for you, man. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't do that. They're too afraid to do that. But you just did that. And that is what has brought you the success. And good for you. Good for you.
Thanks a lot.
You have done so well with social media and using social media for your marketing to brand yourself. And that is a lesson to everybody out there. And you've done just a fantastic job at it of really just branding your name, Brad, and attaching yourself to it. It's really well done. And I just congratulate you. And thank you. I'm just so proud of you, really. And it's so great to know you and be to be your friend. And honestly, I am just tickled to death that we do your website and that that we're able to do it and that you've chosen us as your partner for all these years. And it's been great. And so let's talk a little bit about that, because building the website, that was your first website experience, right? Building it?
Yes.
How was that, doing that?
It's scary. Yeah. I would say.
Right?
Yeah, it's scary. Because you have a vision.
Right.
And, with the way that I wanted to market the practice, like you said earlier, it's like our thing is like podiatry, surgery, and aesthetics. So I don't want to just create like a podiatry website, although that's amazing. I wanted to kind of like broaden it and think a little larger. So I want to have different things that we can offer in this place, almost like a wellness center. And I'm slowly integrating that. Right now I'm a podiatrist, super thankful to be a podiatrist, talk about it all the time. But there are other things that doctors can do. You got to throw your hats in different areas, in my opinion, to have long-term success and think big. So when I was at Family Foot and Ankle Specialist and working with you guys throughout all those years, now Dr. Peter Wishney led the way with Jessica. And I would always be in on the meetings and how can I help, as an associate doctor and different things like that. So we would film different videos or write articles and content, SEO, and stuff that was over my head. I didn't necessarily know. And honestly, it's not something that I even cared to know, because I was a doctor. I wanted to focus on being a doctor and the best doctor I could be. And that's why you have a business owner. That's why you have a marketer. Let them handle their roles.
That's what most people think. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But over the years, I learned how important it was to incorporate these things. So once, I needed to go out and build this, I had a specific vision of what I wanted it to be. I was always intrigued with boutique medicine, concierge medicine, and how to deliver the best experience that you can have when you walk in the door to when you leave the door. I don't want stress. I don't want hassle. I want someone to walk in and feel like they're in a spa, because health, pain, it's stressful and no one looks forward to it. So I want their experience to be one of the best that they have with my staff, with myself, and with the practice. Now, website is how you get someone in the door. It's how you get someone in the door. Yeah, I know. So my website had to reflect everything that I was looking for. During the time when I was going through all this, did you see the Netflix series Halston?
No, I did not.
So Halston was I don't fully know all this, but he was a fashion designer in New York City. And one of the things that he always had, one of the things that he always had in his space, he wanted to create, a visual, aesthetic, smell, everything right when you walked in the door. There were always orchids around. And that was what kind of I was relaying while I was building the site. I said, I need someone to have an experience where they see this and it's just like, boom, they love it. Clean, monochromatic look with, a splash of color. So I went with like a lighter blue shade. I feel it's calming and really strikes chords for a lot of people. And then everything is easy on the eyes and clickable. Your team could not have been easier to deal with. Sometimes I'm sure I was hard to deal with because it was hard. It was hard for me to verbalize it with all the stuff that was going on in my life with filming, was still working 5 days a week in New Jersey, and then also trying to build this in New York City. So my apologies sometimes if I was a little short, but
You were great.
I only had, oh man, you listen, so, I could have been better with certain things, but listen, as you said it before, I'm honest to a fault sometimes, and I can be very direct, but it's also driven, and having your team be able to manage that and then incorporate it and deliver it. I'm so happy with it. I say it all the time. I'm so happy with our first click experience when you open the site and how easy it is to find what you want. So,
Yeah,
it's straight up, thanks a lot to Foster and everybody there crushed it.
Well, it's very difficult to explain your vision to somebody and get it and have that done and be able to, without any kind of frustration or friction, right? It's
right.
So there's friction, always friction. But the bottom line though, is that you got a kick-ass website that's beautiful and
thank you.
And
yes.
And it's an ongoing thing. And, you mentioned Jessica a couple of times. And of course, this is our lovely Jessica that works here at Foster and used to work with Peter and Brad. But she's been working with you through Foster and giving you coaching and helping you guys out. And I hear you've recently hired somebody to help out.
Yes. We had a call today. Yeah. And it's just, you guys are constantly there to help and assist. So it's not just like, you're done with building the website and then it's like, all right, see you later. Good luck. It's a constant back and forth. And if we need anything, you guys are there. So I can't speak more highly of it. Jessica continuing to teach and not just talk at is important, because sometimes, a doctor, look, it's crazy. You have to be a doctor. You have to have the patient be happy. And then you have to worry about this stuff on the back end. But that's the only way that a patient is going to come in the door, is if you do the back end stuff. So it's tough for a doctor, in my opinion, to wrap your mind around, oh man, I got to write an article here. I got to film this video. This is straight up annoying. It's annoying stuff. But people need to be educated. They need to understand why you're the best, why they want to come visit you. And the only way they're going to do that is if they see it. So they're going to see it with Google or Facebook, or, and you have to get your SEO up. These are all things that I've learned. And there's no doctor out there, in my opinion, that can wear that many hats.
Yeah.
So you can be educated on it, know what SEO is.
You got to be the doctor. You got to.
Yeah, man. Come on. That's it.
Yeah. You got to.
There's only so many things.
Do so much you can do.
There's only so many things you can do. It's ridiculous, so. But
I applaud what you had done already. Like you had already set the tone. And I remember when we were building the website, actually even before we were building the website. And I was like, this guy is like crushing it on social media. I was like, he hardly even needs a website, really. The website is really just the final place where everybody needs to go, because you're just doing, and so much, Brad, honestly, is us telling people to do social media, to do the very thing what you're doing so well already. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You already have down, you're already doing such great marketing. The website really just needed to be that final piece for you. And I'm so glad that it has been. So what's next? What's next for you? You know, you've got all these great things. I mean, like you're just always on the move. So what's going on? What's next for you?
I honestly, I don't stop. I want to,
right.
I want to feel like, I want to strike while the iron's hot, and I just want to constantly burn it. And like my friends and family, it's like, you know, you work hard, you play hard. And I feel like that balance is important. You know, I'm not one that's going to sit here and say work, work, work. I mean, I do that, but I definitely play also, because you can be so in your mind with work where you'll lose yourself and you'll have burning.
Yeah.
You know, so like there were times early on where I had physician burnout, and, you know, then you add the TV show on top of that. And then it's like, do more of this and more of that and market yourself here. I was just overwhelmed, you know, internally. So being able to find a happy medium with how much I work and how much I can go out, work out, socialize, do things like that, vacation, that stuff's really important.
It is.
So anyway, the next step for me is, I tell everybody this, it's just to work as hard as you can and be happy. So whatever happiness is for you, that's it. To me, it's going to be building soul. You know, this is now my baby. It's something that will take me into retirement, and wherever that goes, that's where I'm going to ride it. I'm trying to not just be a podiatry office. I'm trying to be the best podiatrist ever. You know, you know, with being humble and knowing that I have a ton of work, you know, to be done, about constant evolution. But I want to definitely build a space here that's comfortable for people, that's like a wellness center where they can come and do a variety of different things, and not just for their feet and ankles. So I want to build that. So who knows where that's going to be. As far as my feet are killing me is concerned, I hope to do that until the day I die too.
Right.
Yeah, but TV is a constant evolution. So, you know, with all these streaming platforms, you know, I don't know where the state of TV is going at this time. So I'm looking forward to doing more there, getting out in the news and starting to talk about podiatry more and more locally, Pix 11, different, you know, news areas around New York City, and just talking about podiatry, talking about health and how to be the best version of yourself, like we said before. So I'm open for all opportunities, and I'm not pigeonholing myself into one thing. So,
Brad, who are some of your mentors?
I'd say like throughout my life, it was my parents, grandparents. I have a really strong family structure.
Yeah.
And I've had that my whole life. They're very close to me. So I would say it started with them, to where, you know, as far as maybe like mentorship, Dr. Peter Wishney, got to give a big shout out to him.
Shout out to Peter Wishney.
Yeah, helping me through all those years. Yeah, and right now, just, you know, having a strong support system around me with friends and family. But yeah, that's it, man. It's just,
well, you can really tell
a good base.
That is what holds you together, is your family. You can really tell that is your foundation.
Yeah, it's that core, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we were talking the other day about like politics or whatever, right? And I'm not talking about politics right now, but it's like, trust me, but it's like, you know, why aren't I following X, Y, and Z? It's like, I follow it. I listen, you know, it's just, I worry about what I can control, and that's my family and it's myself, you know? So if you keep that core stable, you know, I mean, why stress other stuff? Right.
You can't control that stuff.
Yeah. I can't control it. So why stress?
I mean, it's entertaining to observe and comment on, but getting yourself emotionally twisted.
Yeah. So, life's hard enough.
How about some daily rituals you do?
Daily, man, I try to wake up and, I kind of fast. I'm one of those people.
I do too.
Yeah. Do you? Okay. I know there's been like, you know, different things about that, but I'll just have, coffee in the morning, whatever, no sugar, like you were saying.
Yep.
And I'll go throughout my day, eat a nice, healthy lunch for the
Yep.
most part. I'm a big tuna fish guy. Thank you for the tuna, God. And just go through my day and try to really be the best doctor that I can be. And then I really need to focus on my internal like health and wellness. And I'm telling you, like I work out hard and I'll burn it during that workout. So, and then just kind of let your mind go, let your mind go after that. Know you crushed it that day and then refocus and shift to the next day. So I don't really have any rituals. I know that I definitely try to live a fluid lifestyle. So I don't pigeonhole myself in anything.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Sit on a beach and drink a beer.
There you go. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I would do that with you in my drinking days. That was my favorite thing to do in my drinking days too. No, it's still my favorite thing to do, just without a beer.
That's fine.
So we'll do that. We'll have to do that someday.
Absolutely. I would. Yeah, some Kenny Chesney.
Well, Brad, it has been great having you on the World of Marketing. It is so great having you as a client. I am so proud, as I said, and so appreciative of you. And, you have done such a wonderful job. And thank you for everything that you're doing. And thank you for helping all the people that you help. Because you have cast a giant wide net of just care and empathy for people, and you're just serving a lot of people. You're just doing a fantastic job. And we appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And trust me, man, it's likewise. So thank you, Tom, and to everyone at Foster. So you guys are loved.
All right, man. And if you are in New York, or it doesn't really matter, you can be in anywhere in the world, you need to go to centralparksoul.com, check out his website, and go see Brad Schaefer. If you got foot problems, or if you don't have foot problems, you just want to meet the man, that's where you go, because he is a gentleman and a class act. Brad, thank you so much. All right, everybody, it's been Tom Foster and Dr. Brad Schaefer on the World of Marketing. You take it easy and have a great day.